What's going on, y'all? Man, it's LA Rich and we back with another video, man. And look, today we got somebody on this channel, bro, that we ain't had before. We got, their name is Laura Martin. Now, we got one of these vids, man, that I had just did recently. And I can say I like the vid a lot, bro. You feel me? It was about Australia and getting to know, some of the things about Australia. They most asked questions and everything. But with this one, we got the point of view coming from an American that moved to Australia. So we gonna know, basically stuff that's different, with the video being titled 12 Things I Learned Living in Australia as an American. We gonna see what she talking about on this vid, man. But before we get into the vid, what I want to say is thank y'all so much for all the love and support I've been receiving. We have officially hit 8.4 thousand on the road to 8.5. I thank y'all so much for all the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly means the most to me. Nonetheless, we're going to get into this vid. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some of these Australia videos y'all want me to react to, man. Because I know it's plenty of them out there. So just let me know in the comments, and I will definitely get onto it. But hey, enough of the talking. Let's do it.
School stick with everything was crossing the road. The amount of times I almost got hit, all of the outlets have an on and off switch. So I remember I called somebody the first time and I was like, is this busy? Welcome back to the vlog. I feel like I haven't sat and talked with you guys in a while, so I figured I'd do a little sit down today because I've been wanting to film this video basically since I got here, and I still haven't, because I feel like I've kind of been racking up a lot of these things, of just things that I've noticed that's different about Australia that I didn't really expect, and I don't remember seeing them in any other videos when I was looking at coming here. So I figured I'd make my own list, and I've kind of been keeping tabs of things the entire time I've been here. Since literally the first time I rode on the bus and going around the city, I just remember I was taking notes of everything that I thought was different. So figured I'd share some of those today. So going off the whole bus thing, first thing I wanted to say is there's lots of roundabouts. There's way more roundabouts here than I expected. We obviously still have roundabouts in the US, but there's definitely more in Wollongong, and I don't know if that's just specific to Wollongong. The Aussies in the comments have to let me know, because I'm not sure if it's just specific to where I'm at right now or if it's across the country. But I noticed that there's a lot more roundabouts than traffic lights, and I actually think that's a lot more efficient, and it seems to work pretty well. Second one that's really cool is that you can drink the water from the tap basically anywhere. This is not something you can do in the US, especially not in New York.
Wow, okay. Hey, you could drink the tap water anywhere. That sounds like actually a good thing though, bro. A real good thing, man, because here, shit, I don't know about drinking that tap water, bro, especially anywhere at that, Maybe in your home or something. I still wouldn't say you could drink it all the time, you feel me? Maybe once a blue moon or something like that, but being able to just, you thirsty, go to your tab, you feel me, drink some water. Hey, that sounds like a real good thing, man, no lie.
Drink the water from the tap, basically.
Water is at an all-time high when it comes to how expensive water bottles is at the store, so that's a cool thing right there.
This is not something you can do in the US, especially not in New York. You cannot drink the tap water. Like, kind of upstate where I'm from, you can. I have drinking fountains and things like that, but even sometimes it's still sketchy, and it's definitely not recommended. Because I go to school in Albany, the water there does not taste the same at all. And especially if you're down in New York City, you cannot drink that water. But here in Sydney, when I visited Sydney, you can drink the water out of the tap, and it's perfectly fine. I think that's really weird. And then going off of that as well is the same thing with pollution, because I've lived in Buffalo and Albany, and then I've also visited other cities, and normally at nighttime you can see like the sky is like a red or purple color, and you can't see the stars when you're in a city. You kind of have to drive out of the city to see the stars in the US, at least where I'm from. And here you can see them in Wollongong. You can also see them when you're in Sydney at night, which I also think is really cool.
Okay, so we got two real positive things. Okay, you get to watch the stars at night, a beautiful, you feel me, nightlife, and the water clean as hell. Hey, that's two good things right there. Australia sounded like a real amazing place.
In Wollongong, you can also see them when you're in Sydney at night, which I also think is really cool. I think that's just because Australians tend to be way more conscious of their environment, which I respect a lot. And then also going off of like the whole environment thing, everybody uses wooden spoons, like these wooden sporks, for eating utensils when you go out to eat and like you get takeaway food. You would use wooden utensils. You don't use plastic. They always give you wooden ones, which is sometimes kind of annoying because you feel
okay, like hold on. A wooden spoon. A wooden fork too. I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one, man, because ain't it wood? So since it's just wood, and it'll kind of get like soggy a little bit, and then at the same time too, wouldn't you be worried about kind of getting a splinter? They probably got them to like sawed down to where you ain't gonna be able to get one, but I would still be thinking about that in the back of my head when I'm eating off a wooden spoon, bro. I don't know about that one, man. I stick to the plastic if it's me.
Plastic. They always give you wooden ones, which is sometimes kind of annoying because you feel like you're eating a popsicle stick with everything. So you get that weird texture and weird taste of a popsicle stick, which isn't the best, but I think they do
Oh,
that to
I
try.
forgot about that too. That taste of a wooden, let me know if y'all know about them ice creams that we used to have. We used to get a long ass time ago, bro. You feel me? We used to get them ice creams and it came with the wooden stick, and you eat it with just that. That taste of that wooden stick right there, it actually wasn't bad, bro. If I'm being honest, I don't know what they had with it, but that taste of that wooden stick had made that ice cream better. But I don't know about eating that with all my takeout food. You feel me? All my takeouts, all my leftovers, and everything. I couldn't do that.
Plastic, but then I also think that's funny because all of the to-go containers are plastic. So they use plastic to-go containers, but they use wooden utensils. So it's kind of funny, but this one's kind of funny. When I first got here, I think when people ask me this question, they're like, what was the biggest difference you noticed when you first got to Australia? And I'd say honestly it was the birds. The birds are way louder. They're very squawky and very obnoxiously loud. And I remember when I was walking on campus my first week of being here, I think it was a couple days after I'd arrived, I was walking on campus and it sounded like there was a bird that was like a screaming child, and I was like, what the heck was that? I don't even remember what it was, but I just I just remember being very surprised by how different the birds were. As loud as they are, they're super beautiful. When you look at them like in the grass or flying around, they're like very brightly colored. They're green and red and blue. There's like all these different types of birds, and I feel like every day I'm still learning new ones. It's kind of this duality of like they're a lot more squawky and obnoxious, but they're also way prettier to look at. Another thing I noticed is that there's a very huge American influence on the media here. So their entertainment, TV shows, music, all of that stuff is pretty much the same as America. I didn't know what to expect when I came here as far as music. I didn't know what they listened to. I didn't know what movies they watched or TV shows they watched. Yeah, I realized that from being here, there's a very big American influence on the culture here as well. So that definitely limited a lot of culture shock because I feel like media kind of makes you feel more at home, if that makes sense.
Okay, so in Australia, it's still a lot of American, movies, American music that they listen to. That's y'all, because it's probably a lot of Australians watching this video. So that's what's up, though. You feel me?
A lot of culture shock because I feel like media kind of makes you feel more at home, if that makes sense. Like watching all the same shows and being able to relate to the same shows and the same characters and same songs and things like that. I feel like that definitely makes it a lot. It definitely makes it a lot easier to connect with people, which I found really helpful. Kind of going off of that as well is like TikTok and social media. Being able to relate to the same trends and things like that also I think makes it kind of nice because you can all relate to the same things. And I think when you find that one thing that kind of brings you all together, it definitely makes connecting with people a lot easier. So then another one that I thought was interesting that I actually did not expect at all was crossing the road. It's something you just never think twice about. I have grown up since I was a little kid, they teach you to look both ways before you cross the road. And I don't even remember which way Americans look. I think we look this way. And then Australians, you have to look this way? Or it's the other way around. I don't even remember.
Wait, huh?
I think I have to look... No, I look this way now, and then look that way. But then, when you're in America, you have to look this way because the cars are... because they drive on the wrong side of the road. But obviously I knew that. I was like, okay, I obviously know they drive on the other side of the road. But when you are crossing the street, you naturally look a certain way.
Okay. Oh, I get what she's saying, because they drive on the left side of the road compared to the right. That would be kind of different because, being in the USA, you are used to, you feel me, always looking right first. The cars ain't coming right, but then when you get out to Australia, they come in from the left. That would be different, bro, if I'm being honest.
But when you are crossing the street, you naturally look a certain way and then don't. It's just weird. And then the amount of times I almost got hit because I naturally looked the other way on the other side of the street to see if the car was coming. And I'm like, no, the car's coming from this way, and then the car would be coming, and it's a whole thing. So make sure you're aware of that because it was something I genuinely I didn't expect that at all, but I caught myself doing it several times when I got here. So I'm better now. I look before I cross the street now, but it's just different because it's like a muscle memory thing you aren't even conscious about until you get put somewhere else and it's all opposite. Yeah, I thought that one was kind of funny. Another impression I got when I first got here was that Australia reminds me a lot of California. For those who don't know, I was actually born in California. My mom's from California, so we went back to visit family quite a bit growing up. So I've been to California a decent amount, and I would say that the landscape kind of looks pretty similar. The houses look pretty similar. Australia, I would just say, is more green. California tends to be more brown because they don't get any rain or anything. So that was like a big similarity I noticed. I was like, oh wow, this reminds me a lot of California. And the temperature kind of feels the same as well. Except where I'm at in Australia, it feels a lot more humid than California because California is very dry heat. So it probably depends on where you are though. And the cool thing about Wollongong, where I'm at right now, Wollongong has a free bus that takes you around the entire city. So everyone can use it. It's accessible to everybody and you kind of
Nah, that's what's up, bro. A free bus, man. That's something that, man, any place out there that got the free transportation and everything, bro, you gonna always top the USA, man, because, Lord, bro, I remember them days having to catch the bus, bro. Boy, Lord, I do not miss them days, man. I'm talking about probably the worst days, truly the worst days, man. The shit you would see on that damn transportation, bro, the public transportation, and then having to pay to get on it, too. It ain't what's up. It ain't what's up at all, bro. You know, the bus driver they had let me on a few times for free. But just knowing that you got to pay to get on it, you know, when there's all these places out here that it's public transportation, bro. So at least you could do is just give me it for free. It wasn't like that, bro. So I'm definitely giving props to all these places out here that let you get on public transportation for free.
Where I'm at right now, Wollongong has a free bus that takes you around the entire city, so everyone can use it. It's accessible to everybody, and you kind of learn the bus stops. It took me a while to kind of get used to. Honestly, it didn't even take me that long. It took me about a week to kind of get the gist of it. It took me a while to learn the stops specifically, to remember which stop to get off. But you can just plug in wherever you want to go on Apple Maps, and it usually will tell you the time that the bus is coming and when to be at the bus station. So that definitely makes it really helpful. And there's one bus that goes clockwise, and then there's one that goes counterclockwise, or they go anti-clockwise, I think is what they call it. So there's 55A, which is the anti-clockwise, and then 55C, which is clockwise. So that kind of helps you remember it. Yeah, but that's really helpful because I haven't had to pay much for transportation at all if you're patient enough to wait for the bus. And obviously it can't take you everywhere you want to go, but it can take you most places around the city. So that's really helpful. Another one I thought was funny. I honestly was trying to figure this one out when I first got here because I didn't know if it was just the people I was around or if it was everyone. But the longer I've been here, the more this has kind of become true. People don't really say bless you, like in the same context that Americans say bless you. I think Americans will say bless you more, like when you sneeze. And in the middle of class or something, if you sneeze in the middle of class, your professor will usually say bless you, or people around you will say bless you. It's just weird. Like I just caught myself saying bless you to people, or I would sneeze and then you expect like at least one person to turn to you and be like bless you, but people didn't. And I think I brought it up to my roommate and I was like, do people say bless you? She was like, yeah, but I've just noticed that people don't really say it as much as we do in America. And I thought, at first I was kind of like, it's just not a thing.
That's a thing that I never really thought about, if that was an American thing or is that like a nationwide thing, bro. But I guess it is a nationwide. You know, they just don't say it as much as us, because I have noticed, you know, in the USA, we do say that a lot. You feel me? It could be somebody random you've never met in your entire life, but they sneeze. I say 7.5 times out of 10, somebody will say bless you. But coming to another place, man, I guess it ain't that common, bro.
As much as we do.
Or maybe it's just the places she be at. You feel me? Maybe they just don't like seeing it in the places she be at.
At first I was kind of like, it's just not a thing, I guess. So yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, this one's also cool. I think I brought this up before, but light switches have an on and off switch. I'll put a clip in kind of showing what I'm talking about, but all of the outlets have an on and off switch. So a clip in,
okay, so this how they look. Because in the last video I did about Australia, the girl did say that they have some on and off switches too. And that actually is smart. Cause the ones that we have in the U.S., we barely even have any that come from if you got a light switch that control the outlet. It look like a regular light switch. You know the ones up here that you will flick on, flick off. There, it looked like that. It looked like one of them. But I've never seen this before, where it got the one where literally right above the switch where you will press it on and off. That's smart though. You feel me? That actually is smart.
I brought this up before, but light switches have an on and off switch. I'll put a clip in kind of showing what I'm talking about. But all of the outlets have an on and off switch. So when you plug something in, you have to physically turn the outlet on, or you have to physically turn it off. And they do that to save energy, which is pretty smart, honestly. And it's funny because because when I tell Australians here that our light switches don't have that in the US, I don't think I've ever seen a light switch that does that. There's just power constantly going to the outlet. They're like, really? They're like, that's so weird. And it's just weird because I never thought about it. Yeah, I think it's to save energy, which is honestly kind of smart. Oh, so this one also caught me by surprise because, again, it's just something I never heard anybody talk about before. But the phone dial tone when you call somebody in Australia, it sounds like the American busy sound. I'll put a clip of it in if I can. It sounds like when you call somebody and they're on the phone with somebody else in the US. I don't know if this is making sense, but yeah, that really threw me off because I remember I called somebody the first time and I was like, is this busy? Like, I was confused, and then somebody picked up and I was like, what the heck was that? Yeah, and then when I've showed people here what our ringtone sounds like, they're like, what the heck? That sounds weird. So it's just another little thing that I was just like, what the heck? That's so random. So the last one I'm gonna say for this video, and kind of came as a small shock to me, is that there aren't kangaroos and koalas everywhere. That's definitely the impression that
wow. I told y'all in the last video, bro, you feel me? Number one thing will pop up to my head first when I think of Australia, boom, kangaroos. I ain't gonna say koalas because that don't come to my head at all, but 100% kangaroos, bro, and they're actually not everywhere. Okay. But then I picture it as this. A kangaroo to Australian is probably what a deer is to Americans. A deer is common, but it's not something you just gonna see. Oh, random middle of the day, it's just a deer running in the wild. You know, a deer running across the street. You ain't gonna see that. Maybe sometimes, but it's not as common as you'll probably think. But kangaroos, I'm trying to think of, are kangaroos to y'all? Do y'all see them? It's not very common, but you will see them from then and there. If it's like that, then yeah, y'all kangaroos are 100% what deers are to us Americans.
There aren't kangaroos and koalas everywhere. That's definitely the impression that Americans think, that there's kangaroos and koalas basically crawling about everywhere. And there's not. I've only seen one little tiny kangaroo. I saw Joey jump in front of our car once at nighttime. So I didn't even get to see him very, very well. So I've only seen one kangaroo in all of my time being here so far. I'm hoping that I might have one chance at seeing them, but we will see. I think that's just because of where I'm at in Wollongong, because I'm in more of like a city, and you don't really get kangaroos in cities. So I think it's just because I haven't gone further south, or I haven't gone south enough and like in the bush to really see them. But I was sad I didn't see them in the Blue Mountains or anything. Like they're just not out and about as much as they are talked about in media. So that was a little disappointing. But I think, again, that's also just where I live in Australia right now. But the koalas are an endangered species, and they are not roaming the trees out and about. Even Australians can only really see them in the zoo. Because they are very endangered. So, but anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys for watching.
That'd be actually crazy seeing a koala just out and about, bro. You feel me? Just you look at a tree and it's just a koala sitting up there. I know they aggressive as hell. I didn't see videos of them tearing people up, but they just look like they so innocent and all that. But that's a lot of animals. You feel me? That is a lot of animals. So keep your damn hands away if you see a koala, bro. You feel me? I don't care how small they is, how fluffy it look. Stay the hell away from it. Straight up.
And let me know if you'd like me to make a part 2, because I still have about half of a list left of things to say that I've written down. But let me know if you like the video.
Okay, we definitely want you to make a part 2, man. And hey, Thank y'all so much for coming to the vid. Y'all, please let me know some more of these type of videos you want me to react to, because I'll 100% do them. So comment whatever it is, and I got y'all with it. And once again, thank y'all for helping me hit 8.4 thousand. We wrote to 8.5. I appreciate every last one of y'all for the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly mean the most to me. Nonetheless, that's when I close out the vid. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some videos to react to. And it's LA Rich. I'm getting up out of here. All right, y'all. I boost it up that I'm not real. Shooter ready, go there, ready, blaze, they hit up everyone. Every time I did a give a shit, I still ain't know.